Good afternoon from Bobblehead Homestead. I'm Jeff. Today is Friday. Today is Friday and it's raining. So no coop building yet. It's sprinkling. If it stops, I might go out there and try to get, a couple things done. In the meantime, on a rainy day, yeah. Yesterday I lost Walter, so today, maybe I'm going a little crazy. You tell me. Let's take a look. Hatch all the eggs! There are 42 eggs in there. I do not expect even half of them to hatch. A lot of them are older than a week. I only get like 3 eggs a day. And I'm even hatching the small eggs from Betty White. And yeah, so we'll see. If I get a handful out of this, I'll be happy. But here we go. Now is probably the best time to give it a try. I'll tell you how it goes in like 21 days. The rain has let up a little bit, so maybe I can get a few minutes in here. We got Mary Tyler Moore in the front, Betty White in the middle, and Punky Brewster. Yep, enjoying their day off the wet ground outside. That works for me. Number 2 and the babies, doing very good. I'll get you out of here as soon as I can. They're getting a little bit bigger. Hey, Private Benjamin. If you hurry up and lay that egg, I'll put it in the incubator. What do you think? I'll be back in a few minutes. Well, hello there. Yeah, you think I've got food. See how that one's like a little Private Benjamin mini-me? Got the black and white neck. And I'm surprised they're all still in the fence. It's another Private Benjamin mini-me. And the third Private Benjamin mini-me. Then the one on that one there it's a lighter brown. I don't have any hens that look like you. The other 3 are almost like Carol Burnett, but with brown. It's interesting watching them grow up in any event. Oh yeah, and the cool neighbor, hey, leftover tomatoes and squash, whatever. Yeah, just throw them in there. Wonderful. They are loving the snacks. The video from Friday was kind of short, so I thought I would do this here Saturday morning to tack on to that footage from Friday. Topic that came up when I was talking about moving my composting toilet system and the condition of the mobile home was, what am I doing in the future? And a lot of you hit the nail on the head. You know exactly what I'm thinking. Pre-built shed or a shed kit, some type of small shed type deal that is converted into a tiny house. A lot of people around the country are doing that in places that would allow it. I am luckily in a place that would allow it. Another YouTube channel that's doing it is Better Together Life. They're in Texas. They're completely different. They have a family and 4 kids now, and it's just, I don't know how they do it, but for a single guy like me, it's more than perfect. No debt. Well, you can go into debt. A lot of those pre-built shed places do like rent-to-own agreements, which I won't get into that. Anyway, my dream living situation in the future, and because it's a dream, it might not come true. Well, I share all kinds of my dreams around here that don't come true, but it's important to still keep striving for those dreams anyway. But my dream living situation would be a shed that's converted into a tiny house. Actually, I would like to do 2 sheds that are converted into tiny cabins. Well, I'll get into that. You can do the pre-built sheds You see those along the roadside. They're selling them. You know, they do rent to own, so you end up paying quite a bit if you can't buy it outright. Sometimes you can find those used. Sometimes you can find them used that are already going to be, you know, it's just a shell. So you have to do insulation, electrical, water, walls, venting. You have to do all that stuff yourself, but it's still cheaper than having a stick-built house in most situations, unless you're just a master of building houses yourself. So there's a company in this area that will assemble your sheds on your property. So they probably build like the walls and you know, pre-assemble some stuff, and then they bring it out to your property and assemble it on your property. They say it takes less than a day. But one of the companies in this area that does that has pricing on their website. 12 by 16 is $2,800. A 12 by 20 is $3,200. And that is, if you were to build it yourself and buy all the materials, you know, that's, you're not going to save that much money. So those are very tempting if those, anyway. So what I'm thinking for my place is one 12 by 16 shed and one 12 by 20 shed. In the 12 by 16, I would have electricity and no water. So it would be a dry cabin. That would be where I sleep. That would be where I have my computer, office, clothes, you know, storage, stuff like that, but no water in there. So that makes it a little bit cheaper and easier to finish. It would be cheaper to heat and cool. I don't see myself chopping wood or providing my own heat with firewood. So yeah, however, you know, probably electricity. But that's a small space. It would be much cheaper to heat and to cool. And then in the 12 by 20, it'd be a little bit bigger, but I would like a full-size kitchen. That would just be wonderful. And then if I ever in the future get into canning, you know, that would be great. I miss having a stove with 4 burners and a full-size oven and, you know, pasta and meat and sauce and green beans with bread in the oven all at the same time. I don't think I've ever done that before, but a guy can dream. And then I would have water service in there, so you'd have a kitchen sink, and I'd also put a bathroom in there, at least the shower. Unless I put a septic system. Anyway, having the water all in that one place, I could better direct it to be a gray water system and have it be beneficial and water my plants or whatever I got going on around here, as long as you pay attention to what goes down that drain. And I'm already starting to do that, because what goes down the drain in the mobile home is just, you know, going out the back. So yeah, that would be my dream. Maybe have a washing machine for clothes in there. Oh, and a dishwasher. I don't know, will dishwashers work with gray water systems? I'd love to find out. I miss my dishwasher. So that would be my dream, would be 2 tiny cabins. And there are benefits to this. One is, with them being small, you can, you know, flatbed truck, yank them up with a winch, drive them off, you can move them. Which also means they could be sold. So if I don't spend the rest of my life here, I have no idea what's going to happen in the future. Maybe there's some big, better land out there for me. Well, I can pick up my housing and take it with me. So I do enjoy that aspect. Or if I do stay here the rest of my life, I like having the separate living and, you know, wet cabin, because another dream I have, doesn't mean it's going to come true, would be renting out some spaces here for sightseers, travelers, boaters, fishers, hunters, sightseers, you know, there's all kinds of stuff around here. And Airbnb makes it kind of easy for people these days. So maybe like an Airstream, that seems to be trendy, I have no idea, but fixing up an Airstream so it's nice enough to rent out on Airbnb for a night or 2 or a week or whatever. That way I could share the kitchen and the bathroom in the separate cabin with renters. Maybe a yurt, maybe another dry cabin, maybe just a camping spot for people. Luckily, unless, you know, zoning rules and and requirements change in the future, I should be able to do that here. So that would be another benefit of having the separate wet cabin and dry cabin, is that I could share that wet cabin with my renters. And you know, that could be a good source of income in the future, so that I don't have to dig in the ground to earn some money. So yeah, that's it. Those are my dreams as far as my future living situation. What'll probably end up happening is a cheap RV if I can come across one. It is hard to find them under $3,000 that are worth it. And I mean, you can find them gutted for, you know, $500-600, but you're going to take a ton of work. Most of them have roof leaks, and so yeah, it's hard to find any RV under $3,000 that wouldn't require a lot more money being put into it, and that's not what I'm looking for. I might get lucky down the road. You know, there's always a deal that pops up. This property was a deal that just happened to pop up, so I'm always searching on Craigslist. Unfortunately, the nearest Craigslist cities are Little Rock 2 hours away, and Fort Smith an hour and a half away. Well, an hour and 15 minutes away. Depends on the south side or center of town. So anyway, okay, hopefully this isn't too long, but those are my dreams. Take her easy, everybody.